everyone, looks like we have everybody in, and if there's some late people coming in, that should be all right. I just wanted to welcome you guys to this webinar. This is the first of a series of webinars that we'll be doing on the first Friday of every month, covering a myriad of different topics. We sent out an email blast that covers the next 9 after this, and today we are going to be going over eMoney, basically how you log into it, a general overview of how you use it. We will have webinars later on that go into more detail about certain aspects that maybe need a little bit more breaking down. And then also how to reset your password and how to log in every other time after your initial time going through. So we're going to basically break the whole thing down, and then we will have this webinar saved in case you guys need to go back into it another time. If it's, say, a weekend and you had any questions and we're not available or anything. Let's see, and we'll make sure to have any questions that you have, you can place those in the chat, and we will try to get to those at the end of the webinar, or if there's a particular place where it would be a good time to do it. And if it's something that would be maybe more personalized and in-depth, we'll make sure to just email you later about that. So without further ado, whenever you call in and want to get in to your eMoney account, this is basically what the email will look like. You'll see that right here. It'll say register for your financial website. It may say that it's, even if me or Jessica send it to you, it may say that it's from Jennifer, because a lot of things are put under her name as one of the business owners. And we see here Frank Test, that'll be me for right now. So you'll want to click in and go to register now. And from there, it opened it up on the wrong screen, but you'll see it opens up here. For your email, you'll see right here, for your username, it will be your email. For mine, it's going to be just a little bit different right now, but that'll be what yours is. It'll just be the email that it's sent to will be your username. Just an easy way to remember everything. And you'll also want to see whenever you're making your password, you do have to put it in twice. Each of these have to be put in a little green circle right there to make sure that all these different criteria are met. So we're going to put a password in right now. And now we're going to go to a two-factor authentication. This is basically an extra layer of security in case, say, somebody has your password and your username. Uh-oh, can they get into your eMoney? Not at all. It's still totally safe. They would have to have access to your phone, which I'm going to put here. And then we're going to enroll that number. And it will send you a text. Now, in this text, you can see right here, I'm not sure if you can quite see it, but there is a number at the top that shows where it's from. That is not the thing that you want to type in, because it will be 6 numbers, because it doesn't come from any named source. It just comes from a numbered source. But you'll want to go in and see where it says your verification code is this. That's how you're going to want to go in, and just make sure to actually read the bottom of the text to know what it is. And we're going to type that in here. And now here is a two-factor recovery phone. I'm not going to do this one right now, but you could easily just put in another number. This is just in case, let's say I don't have my phone, but I'm with my wife and she has her phone. Then I have a second option of, oh, my phone died. Hey, honey, can I use your phone? They can send it to her phone also. But today we're going to skip that for now. All you have to do is type in the number and you're good. And now we're just going to go through and just do this one more time of just going over the security questions. We're just going to do any kind of questions you want, any kind of answers. You do have to type them in twice. That's just to make sure that all the capitalization, all the spelling is totally right. We're just going to put in some quick, simple answers here. And you may use these whenever you're resetting your password or something, just to make sure that it is indeed you. Okay. And now we are in. And one thing is to note that you see my account here, Frank and Joanne Test. Me as Frank, I have a login. I just set it up. I've got everything memorized here. It is a good idea, if you have somewhere to write it down, to write down the password. We'll go over what happens if you forget it in a little bit. But Joanne, she doesn't have to memorize everything that I put in and then always use the recovery phone. We can send her an email as well and make it very easy for her to log in wherever she wants. And she'll see the same exact stuff, just a totally different login. And you can see here, it shows their net worth as of today, how it's changed this month and year to date, investments. And of course, everything here is just, we've filled it in with different things to give you guys what a general feel of what it looks like. And we'll explain certain places where it might look a little bit different on yours when everything is live and everything is changing every single day. This will give you a good feel of what it'll look like whenever you're on your own. And a lot of times when you come in, these will not necessarily be clicked down. You'll just see it looking like this. And if I want to see, okay, well, what's in all the cash accounts? Okay, we've put in a cash and emergency fund. That's 25,000. And credit cards you can put in. This shows that there's that they owe about 3,600 on there. You don't have to put that in, but it's something that you can do. When you come in, you'll see an add accounts instead of view all right here. And that'll allow you to put in any kind of accounts that you want. Not just the accounts you have here with us with maybe insurance, annuity, IRA, or brokerage accounts, but you can put in we have clients that put in their bank accounts and many different kinds of things that they might have, 401ks. So where this is really supposed to be a one-stop shop to where you don't have to have 5 different tabs open to see your whole financial picture. You can just open eMoney, know that everything's here, everything's safe and secure, because this is also owned by Fidelity, which is the parent company for NFS, where we have a lot of our accounts. And that means that they have the highest level bank security on everything here. And even if somebody got in contact with your phone and got everything, was able to see your stuff here, as bad as that would be, they still can't change anything. At any time that you go in here and look at everything, it doesn't actually allow you to change anything on any accounts, which is fantastic because, everything's totally safe and secure. All it does is just pull information from the different sites without saving your passwords or anything for those sites, puts the information here and allows you to see it in one congruent place. And down here are the different goals that they have of College for Mary Beth. Looks like the projected funding is going to be good. And same for Lucas by 2028. Or through 2025 to 2028. And retirement projected funding looks like we're about 14 to 37 years, 14 out of 37 years ready. And then we have different protections here, which is they have a whole life and 2 term life policies. And also for Riskalyze, the number that basically calculates your risk, it will be in this section right here. We don't have it for this test account, but you will be able to see that there as well. And now up here at the top, most of these things are going to be that we're going to look at are in these 2 categories for the most useful items that we have here in eMoney. In investments, this shows, as you would think, all of your investments in a summary. And it shows that the current amount that they have overall is just over $1 million. You can see the balance history as it's kind of changed and ebbed and flowed and gone up and down. You can see every single account they have. And here is when it last updated. Some of these are manually, all these are manually updated, but on yours, once you want to get it linked, you'll be able to see it as of 4 o'clock the market day before. So that's why if you ever see, hey, do you want to link up these accounts? That's why it's important, is because some of these, like say, if you have Frank's 401k, I have it come in here and uploaded any of my 401k information, told my advisor about it. So the number in here is only from 2018. But now we do have some here that are from yesterday at 3 o'clock. So we know that we can trust this number, but if we don't have everything updated, then the number might not necessarily be relevant. So that's why it's always good for us to update everything and keep it as a live feed rather than a manual. And we can also see the cash, the holdings, the current value of it. And then here's where, when it's live, it will show the value and the percentage that it has changed of that day before. And for all of these three different spaces, you can see where we can put all investments, click it down, and I just want to see Joanne's Roth IRA. Of course, we'll have more data here whenever it's live, but you'll be able to see a more detailed breakdown of each individual account than it is of just this one sliver of information. It'll break it down into each individual holdings of what they have. And now we're going to go to the allocation. And again, we can do this same thing here for all these different accounts and just break it down by, let's see what makes up mine and Joanne's joint investment account. It's broken down into everything here. You can click into each individual if you want to see what exactly is the mid-cap core for what they have, to see what makes up each individual section. It's really helpful if you want to get really in-depth on what you have, or if you just want to have that 10,000 story view of just what's the total. I just want a generalized overview. It's totally good for whatever you're looking for. And we're going to go to the right on analysis. And also for all of these, we have this research button, which will take you right to Morningstar. So if you see a symbol or a name and you're like, I don't really understand what this one is in particular, you can type it in here and it will give you any kind of up-to-date information on that, if there is any. Because sometimes everything doesn't always update and there might not be any new news stories about it, but you can always look it up to get more details about what your current holdings are. Because the great thing about eMoney is that it puts everything out on the table for you. We don't want you guys to not know anything that you do want to know about your accounts, because like we always say, hey, it's only your life savings, right? You deserve to know every single thing about it that you want to know, and that's exactly what eMoney is able to provide. It's able to provide a general overview if you just want to know, hey, are we on track money-wise? And if you want to know, what is my advisor doing to get to this point? What are they trading? What are they doing? It can show everything to where everything's out in full view for you. And right here, we can see the analysis tab, and we're going to go into just a couple of different ones right here. And here we can see how everything has ebbed and flowed, and it'll go from the inception into eMoney. So if you link an account, let's say tomorrow, it will only show it as of February 2023. It won't be able to pull back the history from before you put it into eMoney. So that's why it's crucial to do it as soon as you can, so you can build up this history. And it also helps the advisor kind of help track your progress as well. And you can go here and see that it looks like the Roth IRA had 102,000, and then it went, and it went up, and it said it changed 0.88%, which shows that it's plus $900. And then you can go down and see every single month. And once you get longer, you can even see up to 5 years and a lifetime's worth. And you might be asking, hey, why does this one not go back? That is when that one first came in. And it looks like right here, you can see it goes up a whole lot. And that's a good segue into a different point of one thing to note about eMoney is that it's not a performance-based software. It just shows what the amount is at a particular point in time and what made up that amount as far as holdings. And that's why it's crucial to note here, it looks like they went up 20% in 1 month. Now maybe, man, what did my advisor do? But on this time, that's when the 529 for Mary Beth, we put in a whole lot of money. We put in $2,000 into this account. That doesn't mean that it gained that much as far as like, wow, we had a great return on investments. We just put in that money. And that would be the same thing if for our joint account right here, let's say we take out $10,000 tomorrow, it's going to show, once it re-uploads in that next month, it's going to say, hey, it looks like your account went down $10,000. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the investments. It just means that we took the money out. So it doesn't necessarily tell you why, but it's important to note whenever you put in money or take out money, it will affect the numbers here. We do have a quarterly performance report that goes out to you guys either digitally or by paper, whichever way you'd had it set up. And that really does break it down into the different specificities of performance and what exactly caused all these numbers to go up and down. And of course, as we go down here, we can see that over the past 3 months for our joint account, it looks like we're up 7%. And over the past 6 months, we're up 8%. And it tells you the exact amounts right here. And then you can see over the lifetime how much it's went up. And now we will be going to transactions. Unfortunately, we won't be able to show you as much here because they're not actual live accounts. But here is where you'll be able to see, of course, break it down by account, a date range, and different types. And this is of any time any money has ever entered your account, exited your account for any reasons of transfers, or if you've deposited money in, withdrawn money, any kind of fees that are taken out, all of that, buys, sells, will all be shown here on a list for you to see. You can put it up by types. And you can even search if you want to go through everything. And you can export the results to an Excel spreadsheet if you would so like. And it shows up to 2,000 transactions can be exported at once. If you're really trying to break it down for any particular reason, you can always see that here. And now we're going to go to the last section here, which is your vault. Now we have this will be something that we will break down in greater detail at a later point. But I will let you know that the shared documents is a great place where if we need to get a document to you in a secured way, this is where we can do it instead of over email, which could be intercepted and isn't the most secure way to receive sensitive information. This is where it's basically a secure Dropbox where we can drop it off to you, only you and we have access to it. And all you have to do is click in, and if there's something that we dropped off to you, you can find it here, click it, print it out. Let's say it's something that you need to sign. We'll have it highlighted where you need to sign. You sign it, go up, hit the upload button, and put it back in. And My Private Documents is a place where you can just put any of your documents that you want that maybe we don't necessarily need access to, but something that you want to have, like say a birth certificate or something. And next, you'll see there is one where it'll say brokerage documents for you. And that is a place where you'll be able to see all your statements broken down there specifically. And we'll be going over everything in the vault in greater detail later on. And also, we need to know, we won't be going into our email here like we had here the next time that we want to log in, because this is a one-time use. If you go through all those steps and forget the last one and don't do it, or go, oh, I don't have enough time, I need to back out, well, you'll have to get a whole nother email sent out. So what we can do is show you how you'll get in the next time. You'll just need to go to Google, and it's good to put this page up. You could either type in Maestro Wealth here or Maestro Wealth, and we'll be the top one, just maestrowealth.com. It's a good idea to bookmark this. And then you'll want to click the Client Access button right here at the very top. And once you click that right here, it will show you eMoney right here at the bottom. And then you'll just want to click in. It'll take you right here. One quick thing to note as well. You can do all of this through a phone as well. We may have not have mentioned that earlier, But all of this is totally available and totally good to do on your phone. One of the key differences is that here at the top where you see all these different buttons, it won't show all of them initially. It will just say menu. You click menu and it will give you all these options down from there. So that's really one of the only big differences, but you can do everything we've done here on your phone as well. And so now we know how to log in, but let's say I try to come in here and say, okay, well, I am ready to log in. Ooh, okay, I put an incorrect username and password. If I do it 3 times, it will lock your account. And if it locks your account, unfortunately, you will have to just give us a call at 336-448-1086. Just give us a call. We'll be able to send you out a link really quick to get everything back in. But if you're just like, I don't really remember what my password is and I don't want to risk it, you just hit forgot your password, put in your username, which is your email. Then you just put in your email again. So just email twice, hit continue, and it will send you a fresh one of these at a register your financial website email to just reset your password and make sure that you're actually able to get in, and you don't even have to call us. So you can do it on a weekend, you can do it at nights, whenever works perfect for you. And if you see that anything is weird with the button or it's not sending you an email, feel free to give us a call. We can send one automatically to you in a different way, but it looks exactly the same to you guys. So let me make sure that we've gone over everything here. And I think that should be pretty much everything for this webinar. Of course, were a couple of points, such as in the vault, where we will be going over those in more detail later on, because there's a little bit more information that is in those. But I do want to thank all of you guys for coming along. We do have one last point here. And that is a poll, just to see, hey, if this webinar was helpful. You guys can go in there and just answer that, just to let us know if it was very helpful, somewhat helpful, or not helpful. And if you have any questions, then please just make sure to put it in the chat, or you can just email us later at service@maestrowealth.com. All right, I thank you guys so much, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.